Need some tea to calm my nerves after that one. Eh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aaron Van Nuss, and you're watching another episode of Spoiled. Today, we're going to be covering Rwby, Volume 2, Episode 4. Paint the town... ... Oh, that just means there's good stuff in store. Haslabard, go to the jump cut. Episode 4 picks up right where Episode 3 left off. We find out that Penny's a robot. Also, she's the first synthetic robot that can generate an aura. Basically, Pierre explained what an aura was last time around. It's not technically magic, but it lets you do all these really awesome things. Like Sun can apparently generate clones with his aura. Yang can be supercharged with hers. Rwby can go super fast. Weiss can do a lot of stuff. Aura lets you do a lot of pretty awesome things. Also, as Penny is explaining the fact that she's a robot, Rwby is taking it extraordinarily well, which really just backs up the fact that Rwby is the nicest person ever. Some might call the writing for Penny's reaction when she finds out that Ruby's okay with the fact that she's a robot overdramatic, but I actually really enjoyed it because it shows the fact that Penny hasn't had an actual friend before. She's probably been locked away in a lab for who knows how long, because we don't technically know how old Penny is. Technically, Penny looks like she's 16 or 17, but she could really be like 1, 2, 3, somewhere in that area. Maybe she's only a couple months, if not weeks old by this point, and she's just experiencing the world. My point is, she's never had a friend before. She's never really had any. And so when you think back on Volume 1, when no one really wanted anything to do with Penny, but Rwby is willing to take the time and actually talk with her and all this stuff, because that's kind of what friends do, I think Penny's reaction was justified. This isn't like an arguing point or anything, but they took a very specific stance on Penny had this huge overreaction. She was grabbing Rwby and swinging her around because she was so happy because she still had a friend. And was it flamboyant and at times? Yes, but I liked it. Some of my rants are useless. Just deal with it. Also, if Penny's father, whoever he is, and Iron Face work together to create Penny, does that mean somewhere there's a mass production of Pennies? Like there's just an army of them? Because even if Penny's father doesn't know about it, even if he just wanted a daughter, it's obvious that that's what business Iron Face is in. He wants to make mass productions of robots, whether it's so they don't have to send out huntress and hunters anymore, or just maybe he's the bad guy and he wants to take everything over. I'm really just drawing at straws. I want to say Cinder's the bad guy. I want to say Roman's the bad guy. Who knows? Maybe Sun is the bad guy. So Penny's going to be in the tournament at the end of the semester. That's going to be crazy, and I kind of hope she fights... Oh, what if she fights Rwby? We're only 4 episodes into this volume, and they've brought up the time of peace a few times already with Ozpin, with Rwby, and Ironwood has been involved every time this conversation has taken place, either in person or at least with his name. My question is, if Ironwood thinks, or Iron Face, thinks the time of peace is going to come to an end, is he the one that's going to do it? Technically, think about it. He's got like a robot army. I'm not saying he's the bad guy, but maybe it's one of those... Every now and then you need the blood of patriots to keep everybody in peace. Think about the opening song. Are we heroes keeping peace, or are we weapons pointed at the enemy so someone else can come and claim the victory, the someone else being Iron Face? So, Penny and Rwby's conversation is interrupted because they hear the guards coming. Penny wants Rwby to hide, Rwby doesn't want to hide, and that's where the dumpster comes into play. By the way, dumpsters. Hiding people successfully since 1833. So, I would like to point out, not that this is a bad thing, but the guard design was obviously taken from Mass Effect. Point being, rifle on the back, pistol on the hip, and a nice shotgun mounted right here. And the armor kind of looked like it too. Again, not that this is a bad thing. I personally love Mass Effect. I thought it was kind of cool, but I just looked out. I know what that is. We are then treated to what is so far probably my favorite scene cut. Why would that be? We're at the nightclub again. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we get to see the amazingly decorated nightclub from the yellow trailer. For me, this was cool because the yellow trailer had such an impact on the story, even though we technically didn't get to see it in Volume 1. What I can guess from the lineup, when Blake split off from everybody at the end of Volume 1, before they were tracking her down, Yang went to the nightclub, beat the snot out of everybody and still didn't find her. So, here we are, episode 4 of volume 2. We get a nice little cut back to the nightclub, and those guards were terrified. They were trying to hold the doors closed, they were screaming for Junior, and I was laughing and loving every second of it. So Yang comes busting into the nightclub with the only way she knows how, a nice little explosion. The guards go shooting back, the doors are open, she pronounces, "I'm back!" And then the beat from the music is skipping, there's multiple guns in her face, the Dead Bear DJ. Yeah, I'm gonna call him the Dead Bear DJ, because he's kind of like a play on the, the whole dead mouse thing. Anyway, He just kind of reaches up and turns off the music and goes back down. Luckily for all the guards, however, Junior kind of walks down. He's like, "Don't shoot, don't shoot. I remember she whooped us last time. Let's just kind of hear what she has to say." I don't know. When you like certain locations and certain characters, and when they come back together, it's just... Just for the record, I would like to point out, I am not mad at Neptune for saying, "Oh, what a woman," when Yang was walking away after she pulled away Junior, because that was kind of a boss move, and let's face it, who wouldn't respect that? But I was a little bit upset when he looked at the twins and was like, "Hey, ladies." I don't know if he deserves Weiss. Scene cut! So, just before they go into the rally, they have to put on these masks so they can blend in with everybody else, which it looks just like Adam's mask, because it pretty much is. Only it's not technically the one he wears, because he's wearing the one he wears. Shut up, Aaron. As they're putting them on, Sun can't help but wonder, why are they wearing these? To which Blake responds, "We follow the guy that started it." My question, if Adam is the one that started wearing the mask and the White Fang followed suit, does that mean Adam is still involved in the White Fang to any capacity? I really want to know the answer to just Adam in general. So, inside the rally, who else is giving the speech other than Roman Torchwick? Actually, one of my personal favorite characters. Also, when he's introduced in this episode, pay close attention. The bottom of his cane, right beside his feet, there's a little smiley face. It's a creepy looking one, like on Jack-o'-lantern or something like that, but still, it's a little smiley face. Aslebar, turn off the camera. This is a muffin break. A break for muffins, not recording. I love muffins. Anyway, so, as Roman is babbling on, and Sun's even wondering if there's a point to this, because he's talking about the fact that they have to bring down humans, to which Roman points, of whom is the worst. I love the fact that he points out that he is a bad guy. He knows who he is, but he's awesome for it. Roman unveils another giant mech. Oh my gosh, but actually, I don't know if you guys agree with me on this one. I thought this mech, I know the color scheme was a little bit darker, and it had the White Fang logo painted on both arms, but still, it looked like there was dirt and scrapes all over the thing. Like, I know it's new, because he even says top of the line, cling cling, but I wonder if this is a more beat up model, like if they stole it off of the battlefield, or if his provider, I don't know, just the mech being there and looking the way it did, in my mind, posed a lot of questions. But then again, I overanalyze, and sometimes I don't analyze at all. Like, I'm passing up a lot of conversational points because there's, I don't know, maybe this giant fight scene we're working towards. When that one faunus asked, "What's a human doing on stage?" he said, "I'm glad you asked, dearie." She was actually a deer. Scene cut back to the nightclub where Yang is questioning Junior, and she's not really getting any answers because, sadly, Junior doesn't have the answers to give. Apart from the fact that Neptune asks a pretty stupid question, which then Junior points out for all of us that it was a stupid question. We all kind of felt on the same page on that one. There wasn't too much to take away from this scene. We got to see the nightclub again. I enjoyed that part, but let's face it, Junior's probably going to come back. He's a bad guy. The twins are bad guys. Or maybe they're not bad guys. Maybe they just work at a nightclub and it's what they consider an honest job. And he just has a bunch of gangsters that in the yellow trailer used tomahawks. And this time they had a bunch of pistols and everything. And I don't know if Junior's a bad guy. I don't know if he's a good guy. Maybe he's just somewhere in between. Maybe he's doing what he thinks is right. And maybe he was holding information back from Yang. Maybe Yang just didn't feel like questioning him like she did last time. And we all know how that worked out for everyone at the nightclub. So, as they're leaving the nightclub, we get a nice little scene cut back over to the giant rally for the White Fang, where The girl in the background behind Roman, she had like pink and brown hair. Roman has begun to notice the fact that, oh hey, those two I fought last season, yeah, they're here. Now I'm mad, and hey, guess what? I have a giant mech and they don't. I gotta say, when Sun pointed out the fact that he knew Roman was looking at them, Sun had the best reaction. And just in case you didn't see, I'm gonna go ahead and point it out to you. Keep in mind, the man has a mech. They don't. This is how Sun reacts. Before Roman can get over there, Blake sees the electrical box, pops out that awesome little pistol sword thingy, and kapow! The lights go dark, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought the episode was over right there.
If only Ferris wheels went that fast. Say hello!
Hello.
But it wasn't. Shut up, Heslabard. And I thought last chase scene was cool. This is like they took that chase scene, pumped it full of steroids, threw in a mech, Sun's abs. All of my little freak out moments aside, this chase scene was ridiculous. By the way, their parkour puts Naruto to shame. They're hopping across rooftops, they jump onto a bridge, multiple overpasses, all kinds of crazy stuff. They're running across cars. Roman gets to the point where he's just bashing cars out of the way. Oh, this show is awesome. Oh yeah, pop fingers. Oh, that one won't pop. Nope. Nope. No. Oh, no. Nope. Yes. Yes. Oh. Oh. As the chase scene is going, they call out for help. All the team members of Rwby are shooting to one area, and we get to see Neptune's weapon. It's like this electricity energy rifle that turns into one of those crazy awesome staffs with the curved blade on the end. I can't think of the name. The sword version is like a scimitar. I can't think of what the blade is called. Either way, whew, that thing was cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not denying the fact that Neptune kind of went out like a pansy. Then again, he was fighting a mech, and not everyone is as awesome as Team Rwby. I'm not saying Neptune isn't awesome. Am I digging a pit here? Doesn't matter, because we basically got to see the fact that Sun is pretty much a ninja. He created not shadow clones, kind of like energy light clones. They charge and they explode on contact. Oh gosh, this is the greatest episode ever. We're 4 episodes in. Yes! Sun and Neptune get flown off the overpass. Weiss shows up. She's like, I'm ready to go. Slams her sword down, creates that awesome little ice wave. Roman comes running in, slips over, flies off the overpass. And we get to see Team Rwby. Not like in the food fight, but this is where they're using their actual weapons. And we really get to see the fact that they have been training as a team. When Rwby starts calling out all of these little code names for like what they're supposed to be doing, and they're just pop, 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 pop. All of these different move combinations like Freezer Burn, Ladybug, Bumblebee, Checkmate, Ice Flower. The fact that this team, just on hearing them, knows exactly what it is they're supposed to do. Oh gosh, it utilizes all of their different abilities in such cool ways, and it's awesome to watch. If you have any complaints about this show, what is wrong with you? Go find a random stranger and ask them to slap you because you deserve it. I would like to take a moment and say kudos to the animation team. Not only because this fight looks fluid and beautiful throughout the entire time, also that shot after Yang punches all of the ice and the steam rises up and the mech turns on the laser sights and it's walking through, that shot was so cool looking. I think it's the background on my computer right now. Anyway, just seriously, you guys have done a phenomenal job. Facial expressions, background scenery, and then the pulse pounding action. Just please keep it up because you're doing great and you're making our lives more enjoyable. Thank you. Also, I really don't think I should overlook the fact that Roman hit Yang into a pillar, let her fall a little bit, and then bashed her through the pillar, launching her to the other side. I feel like Blake responded like any of us would, with panic, just a little bit of panic. But no, Rwby's like, don't worry. The more of a beating she takes, the stronger she gets. Wow, okay, so Yang isn't invincible, but the whole nightclub fight from her trailer makes a lot more sense now because she kind of did get beat up a little bit, and that's when her hair starts to glow and it fills with that energy. By the way, at the end of the episode, when they're standing there talking at the end of the fight, you can actually see the glow recede as the conversation goes on. Again, just a little bit more attention to detail. Also, yeah, that's a crazy awesome power to have. She's like Lucario from Smash Bros. All of the awesome moves, fight choreography, and everything aside, let's not forget the fact that we get another song. Thank you again, Jeff Williams, Cassie Lee Williams. I'm going to say it every time there's an amazing song, because guess what? There's an amazing song, and yes. Roman and the new girl Neo are about to make their exit, but Yang's not going to have any of that. She charges in to finish them off, and both of them shatter into glass. What? You then see them fly away in one of their awesome little jets. How did they shatter into glass? What? Whatever that power is, whew, that's just cool. How did they shatter into glass? What? Also, even Roman is calling Weiss Ice Queen. I just wanted to point that out. Even if they're not going to give Weiss any credit for trying to make a pun, granted it was a pretty horrible one and Yang is a little bit better at it, still, good job trying, girl, keep at it. Okay, I've got a lot to go over for this last little scene, so you're gonna need to give me a second. First off, Sun and Neptune ditched them in the middle of a fight to go eat something. Also, the name of the noodle restaurant is actually a play on words for another Rooster Teeth production. Fun fact. The old man that doesn't talk apparently works at a noodle house. Okay. You can hear sirens in the background the entire time this tiny conversation is going on and they're sitting there eating noodles. And by the way, their weapons are just sitting there on stools beside them. You could be using those in the fight, you know, where the sirens are going to. And who am I kidding? I love this show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aaron Van Nuss, and I would like to thank you for joining me for this episode of Rwby as we discuss in depth all of the random little stuff as I seem to never give a review score about. Thank you very much. This show is called Spoiled, and I will see you again next time, even though, again, technically I'm not seeing you. I sometimes have to stare at that guy Heslabard and... Dude, where'd this pig come from?